Truck Talk Media.
C10 Talk, episode 315. Dave Welch. Automotive, restoration, and training. A.R.T. Customs. You might not remember his name, but if you ever checked out the brothers' YouTube, you'll know the voice and you'll know the tech. Here we go.
Well, I started off a long time ago. I think it was like 20 years ago, and I would get stuff from brothers, and then I would tell them, hey, man, you give me this. The instructions at that time were terrible. Everybody's instructions were terrible. That's why I started doing the videos. So I hit brothers up, hey, you give me the part for free, and I'll do the video for free. So we started doing that, and then it expanded to where he was taking me back east, and we were doing the Performance TV, Sam's Garage, et cetera, and then we were doing our videos, and it really got going good. We were just about to get it up to where I was going to start doing videos on body work and things like that, which, you know, Brothers doesn't sell any body work stuff. But if I show you how to do your cab corner, then you're obviously going to need to do some body work. And we were going to try to start venturing into the full scope of what it would take to do a frame-off restoration.
Damn, son.
Hey, guys, let me tell you about LMC Truck. Keeping generations on the road. Think about that. It's pretty deep. So whether your truck was handed down or something you went out and bought, odds are you were handed a bunch of paperwork, maybe a folder. In that folder was probably the catalog. You know the one, the most up-to-date and detailed catalog available today. It's like an encyclopedia for our trucks. Their website is just as detailed and informative. lmctruck.com. lmctruck.com. So whether you're restoring old memories or creating new ones, LMC Truck is here to help. They're more than just a parts company. They truly understand the lifestyle and passion of owning a classic truck. So get out there and get to work on your truck and know that LMC is here to help. You can get online, lmctruck.com, and order your free catalog today. Keeping generations on the road. lmctruck.com.
Let me tell you what Melvin Toast is packing right here. I've got 411 posi track out back, 750 double pumper, Edelbrock intakes, scored over 30, 11-1 pop-up pistons, turbojet, 390 horsepower. We're talking some fucking muscle.
What does that do? Does that blow your mind? That just happened.
Welcome to C10 Talk, your C10 Truck podcast.
And now I have a chance to be the best. Maybe the best in the world.
My old man is a television repairman. Got the ultimate set of tools. I can fix it.
I said I got 50 cents in that jukebox, and all I can hear is your mouth flapping. You hear that?
Here's your host, Ronnie Wetch.
What is up, C10 Nation? Hopefully you guys all had a great, happy Memorial Day. I know a lot of folks are getting ready, heading out to Battle in Bama this weekend, so safe travels to everybody over there, Talladega. Let's just wish everybody a great show, and that is a fun one for sure. Speaking of shows, we just wrapped up the first annual Utah C10 Red Rock Retreat in Moab, Utah. A lot of fun. Those guys did a great job. Just put that episode out. I think there's about 8 interviews. They're pretty good interviews, so they're kind of long. I don't like to go that long on shows, but hey, when you've got great people and you're having a great time and you're just chatting it up, that's what happens. So check out episode 314, interviews from the first C10 Red Rock Retreat. Before that, I believe it was Barbary. And she's got her Square Body Ladies and what they're doing. So some good pod for sure. Okay, so Dave Welch. Dave was the man behind Brothers Trucks. Him and Steve Flanders would put those videos out. And when you had a question, you know, what a great resource. You could go to YouTube. They were ahead of their time on that. And you'd go to the forum. So 67 to 72trucks.com. Brothers Trucks was killing it. Brothers Trucks sells to Holly, and it looks like, you know, you'll find out, but Dave finds himself without a video job, and so he's re-establishing that. He's bringing it back. So A.R.T, Automotive Restoration and Training, and then he's calling A.R.T Custom. So we need to help support him. We need to get behind his channel and his IG, and again, just his social media, and help really Dave, because when you think about what a resource this guy has been, you've got a question, it's probably still there. You know, it's going to be there, YouTube, and you'll see Dave talking. So he's got a lot going on with trying to find the time and keep the day job going as well, but he's doing the best he can. So I thought, hey, let's get Dave on and let you guys know that he's still out there doing what he's doing. All right, next up is going to be Ben Napier from hometown Laurel, Mississippi. Looking forward to this one. I've been sitting on it for a little while, so want to make sure I get it all cleaned up and ready to go. I need to get caught up on putting some videos out that we have, the videos of all these pods, getting those just downloaded to the YouTube channel. And then after that, I'm really going to go full into the SEMA series. So that will be the SEMA build for my 1974 K5 Blazer, the build process, and then doing interviews with companies and probably people that I use as resources throughout the build. So that will be take me probably all the way through SEMA. So it'll end up evolving from C10 Talk to the SEMA series and the SEMA build. I know there's so many other shows and people that I would love to continue to keep interviewing, but it just comes down to time. So I'm sure some will sneak in there every now and then, but I'd really like to just kind of document that process and that experience, and then allow the companies that are helping, and if I'm picking these companies for this build, they're going to be great companies, and I want to share what they have to provide for you guys as well. Okay? All right, guys, enjoy episode 315. Honestly, it doesn't take that much. Give him a follow on social media and his YouTube, and that will definitely help him out. I know at times that algorithm can be a pain in the butt. Give him a follow, check out one of his YouTube videos, and that's a big nod and a big support. So again, thank you guys. And until next episode, have a great week, guys. Late. All right. What up, C10 Nation? We're back. Another jam-packed episode. We've got Dave Welch, and you might not think, okay, who is Dave Welch? Well, Dave is responsible for helping a lot of us work on our trucks. And how was that? Well, he was the face and the explanation and the voice, a big part of, if not a majority part of Brothers Trucks and the videos that Brothers was putting out for years and years, and really was at the forefront. So, Dave, appreciate you taking time to sit down with C10 Nation and joining us on C10 Talk.
Well, thanks for having me. I've been practicing them for a long time. Just never had anybody ask me any questions.
Yeah, well, we're going to fire away. You and Steve, you look back for the audience, if you're new to C10 Talk, a big supporter of C10 Talk was always Brothers Trucks, Steve and Jim Flanders. They sold their company a few years back. Holly took them over. And ironically, if you look back over what is amazing amount of video libraries or library of videos, you're in most of them. And there was kind of a standstill at the 2-year mark, if you look back. So that's about where you think, hey, Holly takes over and they're keeping the name Brothers, but they've moved pretty much everything out of California, the old shop in Corona, California. There's about one person left. I think Alex is the only person left. And
right.
So for you, you found yourself out of a part-time job, or what I remember is you'd live and then you would drive into the studio for a day or two at a time, and you and Steve would record some videos. So walk us back a little bit of the history and then what you're doing now with your new channel.
Well, I started off a long time ago. I think it was like 20 years ago, and I would get stuff from Brothers, and then I would tell them, hey, man, you give me this. The instructions at that time were terrible. Everybody's instructions were terrible. That's why I started doing the videos. So I hit Brothers up, hey, you give me the part for free, and I'll do the video for free. So we started doing that, and then it expanded to where he was taking me back east, and we were doing the Performance TV, Sam's Garage, et cetera, and then we were doing our videos, and it really got going good. We were just about to get it up to where I was going to start doing videos on body work and things like that, which, Brothers doesn't sell any body work stuff, But if I show you how to do your cab corner, then you're obviously going to need to do some body work. And we were going to try to start venturing into the full scope of what it would take to do a frame off restoration. But Holly does not have the wherewithal, I suppose, to be able to carry on.
Yeah, and whether or not they choose to or not, but at the end of the day, the cool thing for you guys and what you did was really jumped into YouTube and allowed people an avenue to see what to do. So it's not just instructions, like you said, it's a tutorial, and you built a lot of confidence along the way.
Right, yeah, and I like most of the show, what went right, what went wrong, and all the weird little idiosyncrasies that you can run into, because it's the little stuff that's going to cost you the most amount of time. I
Well,
was
and you
always trying to cover that and have everything being as inclusive as possible.
yeah, and you saved a lot of us time. So a lot of videos, a lot of fun, probably a few headaches. You made it look easy.
Yeah.
It was funny, and statute of limitations on this now. I remember the first time that I had been to Brothers, and then once you guys built the studio in the back corner, great idea by Steve, and just the forethought to say, hey, let's put this for the audience, whether you realize or not, it was just like a little corner. I always, when I first went to see the studio, I was like, this is really kind of small back here, but you guys made it work. And again, you're saving us time. There's still an amazing resource for a lot of the people to go back. And if you do a search on a long bed to short bed conversion, adding some speakers, some gauges, all the little things that really does make these trucks so likable, because they're fixable, they're workable, they're restorable, and you're really, I would consider you and Steve and the Brothers team a pioneer in having how-tos and then linking it right to the parts.
Yeah, I mean, it makes too much common sense. I wish they'd still be doing it, but I almost think that I got all the videos necessary with rust repair and this and that and the other, but now you got LS swaps, and like I said, I didn't get to go into paint and body. So that's what I'm hoping to do with this channel, is to be able to teach as many people as possible, because I can only physically build so many trucks. But if I can teach a lot of people, then I could build more trucks, so to speak. So that's my goal, is to educate as many people as possible, save as many trucks as possible, and save you as much time when you're doing it as possible.
When you look back over almost, I think probably 8 years, maybe just a scotch more of doing those videos, for just Brothers, once you guys started that tutorial, what was, give me the best times, the worst times. What was something that you not necessarily, me and Steve were getting along that day or something. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying, oh, this just kicked our ass, or this was fun and I love doing these type of projects.
Right. Well, first of all, when I first started, I was really terrible. I was just bad. So that was really bad. It took like 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 videos to where I felt reasonably comfortable. And we had to do a lot of reshoots and things to start and stop, really aggravating. But we had a pretty good time. Steve's a generous guy, and we'd go get sushi and all these kind of things. So that was always fun. When we did that 64 to 66 short bed LS swap and all that, that was really a crunch, because we did that in like 18 weeks, and I was already exhausted when I started working on it. I don't basically get any time off, really, being self-employed and such. So that was a really tough gig to do. But working with Steve and all the guys down there, that was always fun to do. And working on one of the reasons we were doing this is that we would take kits, and so we could install them ourselves and see if they work or not. So we were constantly getting kits and improving on them and such. The one-piece window kits and things like that, the bed shortening kit, that was always nice to do, because you're being able to bring a better product to the people. But
was that the black C10, that 64 to 66? That might even have been a GMC. I can't remember, but it was black, and you guys did that full, or was that one already a short bed? I want to say they called it 8 ball or something. I can't remember. But yeah, it was a little black shorty that you guys brought in.
Yeah, I forget. I don't remember a black short bed at all. I had this in there a long time ago where we did the interior package on it. It was all white. It's a black truck originally, and whoever ordered it, the entire interior was white. So we swapped it over to black. But I've done so many vehicles and things that I just straight up forget. People will say, "Hey, you did this, that, or the other on it," and I don't remember it all. There's too many
Yeah.
cars and too many people, man.
Oh, I think you guys worked on Steve's Bo James. I think
Oh
there
yeah.
was a black. There was a black. It might even have been earlier than that, but it was a 60 to 66 short bed.
Yeah, there
Obviously,
was one yeah, I think we put a reverse rear bumper from a 67, 72 on it or something like that. But like I say, so many trucks, so many people, lose track.
do
Getting old.
you when you guys would sit down, would you just kind of spitball some ideas and then come up with, hey, seems to be the hot topic. Hey, we need to sell more of these parts. Let's make a video on this. Hey, we're selling a lot of these parts. Let's make a video so people know what the hell they're doing. What was
Right.
kind of the thought on that?
It was a combination of everything, but I would say probably what took precedent was when the salespeople would say, "Hey, we're getting a lot of calls on this, that, or the other. Can you do a video on it so I don't have to, explain every time they call?" So that was a good one. And then when you get new products in, of course, that was always a given that you would do a video on that. And then we would do different things like so we'd shoot for like 2, 3, 4 days. So we'd have 2 or 3 big things, and then we'd have 2 or 3 little things so that we could mix things around, roll with the punches, and get as many videos out as possible. But some things that hold over until the next shoot or what have you.
So for your new channel, for the A.R.T Customs, again, that's automobile restoration and training. Have you
Right.
thought about going through and saying, hey, here's a video from 5 years ago. It's still very applicable, but there's been a few changes. I'm going to recreate it. Do you kind of do some of that? Or like you said, you're really kind of starting to focus in on the paint and body?
Yeah, basically, I'm getting killed on time. I don't have any. And the way I used to do it is I would record myself and then I would edit it at night. But for every 5, 6, 7 hours of work, you had 5, 6, 7 hours of editing to do. So I just don't have the capacity to do that anymore. So what we're trying to do now is just shorter little videos, 1, 2 minute videos. And then after, hopefully, I get this sold on Bring a Trailer. We'll be able to get enough capital up and we'll start doing longer videos as time goes by. But for the most part right now, they're just going to be short 1, 2 minute videos, but still worthwhile.
Yeah. So that looks like it's an 8 lug. Obviously square body. Looks like it's got an LS. What are you building there?
Yeah, so this is actually my personal truck. I bought it a few years ago. It's just as straight can get. You can watch some of my videos on Instagram or YouTube and see how straight it was. You can go through the process with us and see how we sanded it down, prepped it up, painted it. I was going to use the old engine because this thing only has like 43,000 some odd miles on it or whatever. And it's such a nice shape that, generally speaking, it's disrespectful to cut into a nice dash or to, cut into a really original car and swap engines out, generally, I believe. But the old engine had some miles on it, and it was a lot of carbon buildup. So I went with this LS engine that I got sitting around. It'll make for better video and education for the guys in class here too anyway. And generally an LS swap's going to sell for an extra 10 or 15 grand anyway, but we're going to find out when I put it up, I guess.
So you bought a C10 and it either had AC at one time or it wasn't even an option. Well, Vintage Air has the solution for you. Their SureFit kits are designed to place the evaporator and hoses behind the dash for a factory clean look. The Vintage Air SureFit kits are the best value and the most completely engineered air conditioning system you can install in your C10. Damn, son, the choice is obvious. VintageAir.com.
So you're thinking about converting your truck from a long bed to a short bed. Here's what you need. Brothers Trucks long bed to short bed conversion bracket. Includes laser-etched steel templates with all the holes clearly marked and steel inner C-channel braces. It also includes front-to-rear brake lines, shorter parking brake cables, hardware, and all the detailed instructions telling you what to do. You can also jump on Brother's YouTube channel for a detailed step-by-step video to make the process easier. Brothers Trucks has an easy solution for you, and they even offer bedside parts as well. BrothersTrucks.com. Are you thinking about swapping out your old motor for a more reliable LSLT-based power plant? Behind each PSI harness, you get over 10 years of experience in the business, online tech support, phone support, and harnesses made in the U.S. That's PSIconversion.com. What's up, guys? Who doesn't like to bundle and save? The team at UP Car Parts knows this, and they put together 7 different bundles for you to choose from to save up to 20% off of your lighting. From headlights to taillights to marker lights, UP Car Parts got you covered. UPCarparts.com. Save up to 20% today.
Classic Performance Products, CPP back. Joe, let's talk X10 spindles. Go.
One of our most popular parts through the years has been our 2.5-inch drop modular spindles. Really popular part. Well, we've kind of taken that to the next step. We've emulated late model Corvette, Silverado, Chevy technology into our new X10 drop spindles. They use a steel hub, sealed bearing hub, really strong piece. It's oversized bearings. Definitely great for a guy using big brakes, big wheels, which I'm sure all your guys are.
You need a new spindle anyways. You're going to lower your truck. You're running a bigger wheel, a bigger brake. CPP's got it for you with their new X10 spindle. Joe, as always, thank you. CPP, classicperform.com. It's classicperform.com.
Sniper 2. Are you ready to switch out that old carb for a modern EFI system? Well, Holley has a solution for you. The all-new Sniper 2. This new system was redesigned from the ground up. Available in tumbled polished or black powder coat, and there's 3 available tuning interfaces. A classic 3.5 handheld, a 5-inch mountable, which includes a GPS speedo or a Bluetooth module so you can use your smartphone. Another big bonus is the Sniper 2 has a built-in transmission control module. So if you're looking to upgrade to a 4-speed overdrive, 4L60, 4L80, you now can with ease. Holley.com to get started today. Holley.com.
So I went with this LS engine that I got sitting around. It'll make for better video and education for the guys in class here too anyway. And generally an LS swap's going to sell for an extra 10 or 15 grand anyway, but we're going to find out when I put it up, I guess.
Well, you brought that up about some of the different cutting and molding, and I remember talking to Steve, and I think it was actually on the Brothers Pod that had him and Jim on, but it's funny how when you look back, I believe our generation, this kind of next generation of trucks, is undoing what was done. So when you think about guys, especially like 67, 72, they're cutting speakers in the doors, they're cutting the dash, and you're doing a lot of little things where now there was a time where you're like, oh, well, I don't want speakers in the door. I want kicks. I want the factory dash to look normal, and I don't want the radio and the cigarette lighter and a big double din, even though now guys are putting a really clean double din in there. It's just funny, even like a grill, for example. The 80s, everybody ripped the stock grill out and you put, a tubular grill in. And then you're like, where's that grill? I want that grill. And even funnier to think there was a time where maybe only about a year or two, but guys were pulling their tailgate and they'd put their little nets in their tail, their net, so they could get better fuel mileage. And you're like, that's cool. I still hope you have your old tailgate because, did you sell it and now you got some lame net that's in the back of your truck?
Yeah. It's really funny. Like back in the 60s, 70s, a lot of the cars came with trim on the side, the two-tones and all that. So to be different, you had to take all that stuff off, weld up all the holes, and then make it just a mono color or smooth the thing out. But now all those have been done so much, and really it's kind of a boring look. Everybody's drilling the holes back and putting all their trim back and getting an original look. Yeah. Cars these days, they're just not going to compare with the how good looking they were in the past.
Yeah, that classic styling is take what the factory gave us and keep it and or make it better. So you've got your truck, you've got your black truck, you're going to continue building that. You talked a little bit about the time. Honestly, I didn't even know that you had branched out. It makes sense. And then I came across, I think somebody sent me something, and I was like, holy shit, yeah, I need to get him on, and we need to let the world know. What are you finding that that's just a struggle? Because you're used to a lot of videos being out there. Now with social media, you're like, hey, I just got to get more people tuning in and really keep that momentum going. And you're like, hey, I'll listen to the audience. Tell me what you want. We'll make it happen. But you're in that in that trench where you're like, hey, I've got to get more traction going. I love what I'm doing. I'm going to continue being Dave and being an instructor, tutorials, but I just got to get more reach.
Yeah, every day that I'm not on social media, my memory fades from everybody's view. But the Brothers Trucks videos are still out there. I still get a lot of fanfare off of that. But yeah, I got to get going more into this. But like I said, the time is just a monster. Steve took care of all the editing and everything. I just had to go in and do some stuff, and that was it. But it's like having two full-time jobs that are really a bear to do. I would used to fall asleep with a computer in my lap, wake up with it in my lap, have to keep on editing and, sending up, and I just couldn't keep up with it anymore. So when Steve did all that, that really helped out. Not having that is really hurting, but hopefully we'll make enough money off of this when we put it on bat, and then we'll get another truck and the videos will get longer, and we'll have more classes and more students and things like that.
From the perspective of selling the truck and kind of continue to build that process, again, you're kind of working on the paint. Do you let the build kind of dictate what you're going to teach next? Meaning, hey, this is the restoration from, the chassis all the way up. And then do you have little side projects where you're like, hey, here's another part that came in, or I saw this, I'll do a quick install on this, or something, where you're not just in that continuing progression of the build?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, just because I'm just kind of starting this out again. So I'm not exactly sure how it'll go. I'm just completely winging the whole thing, really.
Yeah, well, and that's not bad. Have you talked to Brothers or Holly? Is there any chance you ever could get those videos and start to kind of, hey, we're going to get them back on your channel since you are involved with them?
Yeah, no, I'd never worked for Holly again ever. That's one.
So
but
you did stay on then for a while Holly was still running the show?
Right. Yeah. When we were doing the 64 to 66 conversion, LS swap and all that, that was all basically on Holly's dollar. And then I did a few videos here at my shop in California, and they got good views and everything. But I just don't know what Holly's problem is. We had 88,000 subscribers. They were getting 2,000-3,000 new subscribers every month. I don't know any business that wouldn't like that and want to take advantage of it, but they just don't seem to have the organizational skills to carry that out or whatever. So hopefully I'll be able to keep going by myself, but it is, like I said, a struggle with time, trouble, and money, man.
Yeah, time, trouble, and money. Well, we're here to help you and push the word out and let people know. Brothers is, again, a big supporter of C10 Talk from the beginning. Steve, Jim, love what you guys do. Love the videos. I think the same, and what I've seen so far on your social media, it's funny to hear you say that you kind of struggled at the beginning because you have the voice, you have the mindset, and you do a really good job of explaining it. I mean, I'm not just saying that. I would just leave that out. I don't have to say that. You do a really good job of explaining it and then even saying, hey, here's where you're probably going to run into trouble. If you do, here's what you need to think about. I've built so many of these trucks. I understand, but just be patient, work through it. And remember, good old Chevy trucks, a lot of people have been fixing them for a long time. We can figure it out. You're going to get there and build that confidence because people, we all know it. They run into trouble. They get a little frustrated, and you just got to have that little pick me up. So whether that's jumping back to an old Brothers video, jumping to a new art video, or even jumping on social media and building that confidence and making sure, hey, I can watch it right here. I'm going to see what I need to do.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, look, man, one, I'm not a genius. I know a lot of times you see me on the show and it looks all cool and, but we edited out all the cussing and where I threw the tool across the yard and stuff like that. And another thing I always like to say is that building a vehicle is obstacle, overcome, obstacle, overcome, obstacle, overcome. So you just bite off what you can and then you work your way up. But sooner or later, you'll get it done.
Yeah, for sure. What would you say is one of your favorite parts on a restoration? What's the process that you like the most?
I really don't have the luxury of taking a favorite part. I have to like and use as much attention to detail on every single thing. The paint looks good, but the car doesn't run. It won't matter. If it doesn't stop, it doesn't matter. So really, I take attention to all the details as best I can with the time and the budget we've got and what we're shooting for, daily driver or SEMA. And really the entire process is the gig for me. How cool can I get it? How sneaky can I get my wires? Can I shrink wrap it all cool up? So I'm basically bleeding over every detail. And then I'll go back and think about it or dream about it at night. And I'll come back the next morning and take it off and do it all over again if that's what I feel I have to do.
Yeah, I love it. I love the process. Are you surprised at all with over the last 10 years, the amount of restoration and parts that are now available from so many different companies when it comes to these trucks?
Yeah, it blows my mind. You can basically build a truck and not have any original parts at all, frame all the way up, making cabs. They're making the 60 to 4 to 66 hood. That was really difficult. They're making a bunch of the doors that were really difficult. Still not making the 63 to 60 to 63 doors, but they look a bit more difficult to build. But they're making the 55 to 59, and that's similar. But yeah, it's really mind blowing. And it used to be that you would get the parts and you would have to spend as much time and trouble to get them to line up as you would of any old part you put on there. But really, the stuff I'm getting these days, a lot of times I just put it on. There's very little trimming or anything to do. Sometimes there isn't anything to do, and all I got to do is scuff it up and paint it. It's really amazing.
Yeah, and suspension, chassis. I mean, from brake lines, fuel lines, different tanks. It was a big deal back in the day to run a Suburban or Blazer tank in a truck, and now you've got and just an amazing amount of products that are available, from filler doors to lighting to, again, suspension, motor mods, interior mods, all the upgrades. You can really build a brand new truck, and like you said, you don't really have to have much original parts to it.
No, and it used to be like if you were going to get some particular part, transmission mount, motor mount, what have you, you only had one or two suppliers, and that was it. But now you've got a bunch of little shops that put out products, so you've got a lot of different places to choose from too.
So now that you're really not affiliated and you're not looking to piss anybody off, but what would you say is a part that you would highly recommend, that you love this part or said company, and then maybe something you might want to stay away? Somebody who's got that much history of building trucks and wrenching on these trucks and restoring these trucks, you've probably got one of the most top tier experiences and have had that through your trials and tribulations. Give us a part or a company that you're just always blown away at how good the parts are, the service, everything is.
Well, I like Classic Performance Products. I think their stuff has a lot of well thought engineering in it. POL, Performance Online, they're okay. They come up with a lot of new stuff here and there. Classic Industries, so they're close to me and they've got reasonably decent products. I still do like a lot of the products that come from Brothers Trucks. One of the things that they did do, I don't know if they do it anymore, but they took the time to go through all of the different vendors and pick out what was best. The sheet metal, the trim, et cetera, they always try to get whatever was the most precise and would last the longest. And I do like some of the Holley products, their serpentine system for their 350s, and the LS swaps are really good. So their engineering is really nice. It's just their management that I'm not really fond of.
Well, you nailed it. I remember talking to Jim, and I believe it was on the pod, and we even did a commercial. It was like, hey, we buy the best products that are out there. I could buy a cheaper product, sell it, make more money. I want the customer to have the best aftermarket product that is available. And sometimes they would give you a tier, like, hey, this is the, good, better, best. And
Right.
exactly, that Holley front drive system is pretty awesome. I mean, I've got it on one of my trucks, and I love that front serpentine mid-mount system.
Yeah.
That definitely cleans everything up as well. So yeah, you nailed it. And a lot of those companies you brought up, POL, CPP, Classic Industries, and realize, you guys that are listening, there's so many companies out there. You could say that, hey, a lot of the companies are getting their products from the same, 3 or 4 different companies overseas. But you got to know, like, hey, I've had good luck with this. I've had bad luck with this. Something that you have had really bad luck with, that you weren't, that you were frustrated with.
Um.
I've got an answer for you, and I wonder what you think.
Okay.
It's really, for me, it's trim. So you think about like the cheaper trim. Unfortunately, Marquet just announced about a month ago that they're going out of business, and Marquet's done. So they shut their door. They actually shut their doors in a bad way. I don't know, the new owner. I've heard different stories. It's not all the way out yet, but bottom line is their doors are currently closed. We're all hoping that somebody takes them over, because they were made in America, and is really good tooling, and, really quality, high quality, at some point even better than what we were given from the factory. So, but aftermarket, especially square body trim, just really flimsy. Sometimes it takes, 5 to 6 different pieces to get the one piece that you're wanting, because it's long, it's skinny, it's flimsy, it's a little bit thinner depending on what company you're going with. So I wonder, are you going to trim the Black Stallion back there? Are you going to run trim, or are you going to monochrome it?
Yeah, no, she's going trim. Yeah, originally was trim, so we're just sticking with it because it's always a good look, that two-tone. I'm not going to two-tone it because it wasn't originally two-tone either, and I've got all the old trim, so I don't have to worry about any of the new trim problems. But one of the things that I hope to be bringing to people pretty soon is that when I do a cab corner or this, that, or the other, I want to order the parts from several different companies and then give a review on the part, how quickly it came, the price, return policies, et cetera, et cetera. So this way I can go through the process and find the best stuff for everybody, so they don't have to do the trial and fit, the error kind of trial.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And again, just one more reason to tune in to Art Customs and watch what Dave's got going on. So that'll be fun. All right, so we just started May. You got a timeline on this truck for bringing a trailer. What's the rest of 2025 look like for you?
Well, I'm broke usually, and I am right now. And this is my truck, and it's my time, and it's my money. So this has got to get done real quick. I'm hoping to have it done in 2 or 3 weeks and put it up on Bring a Trailer and get it sold within a couple of weeks, because I got some dental repair I got to take care of.
Once that's done, you got another build lined up?
I'm hoping to make enough money off of this to buy another square body. We'll be doing the same thing on that square body, but I'll be working on a kit to shorten the frame and a video on how to shorten the bed. And we'll be doing an LS swap on that. I want to start making my own transmission and motor mounts, and then we'll be able to help people swap their trucks into short beds and LSs and everything too.
Have you ever thought, just because you kind of bring up the monetary perspective, say somebody that's a customer out there says, hey, Dave, I'd like you to restore my truck, or I'm having the tranny problems, I need a vintage air installed, I need a Dakota installed. Have you ever thought about taking in the jobs? Then you get a little bit of, you're getting the content and you're getting the customer.
Yeah, no, I still do that too. I can't help myself. Almost everybody that comes to me, I cannot help myself but work on their car and paint it, and, frame off it, and LS it. You got to really hold me back. But I just don't have the time to do videos on those other things. But hopefully in the future, we'll get more and more and more content for you guys.
All right. Well, we're going to definitely push your channel and your videos out to the C10 Nation. Anything else while you got us on the pod?
No, just want to wish everybody good luck on their projects. If you have any problems or questions, go ahead and hit me up. I can't always respond to everybody's questions, but I'll do my best, and we'll get every single truck back on the road.
Yeah, we will. I love your attitude on it, Dave. And again, for the audience, questions, comments, hit him up. He's got his number. He's got his contact right there. He's a busy guy. Keep doing it. We'll support you however we can, Dave. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate your time. When I get this done, maybe we can do another podcast, and we'll see how much it sells for, huh?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a follow-up. We'll bring up the black square body that Dave put out there, and then when you get ready to put it on Bring a Trailer, tag me, let me know, and I'll post it up as well, and we'll follow along.
Sounds good, man. You got a deal. We'll see you then, man.
Good luck, brother.
Howdy, Bo. Have fun.
Thanks again for tuning in. Episode 315 in the books. Like I said earlier, give Dave a follow. All of his social medias, A.R.T. Customs. Give him a follow, give him a like, give him a share, and check out his videos. All right, guys. Thanks again. Have a great week. Late.